Well, today I'm going to show you new body cam footage that is going to highlight the absolute failures of Secret Service, but also contrast that to local PD who actually saw this coming days in advance of the actual rally, which is insane. And then there's one other little piece of comms that I heard at the end of one of these videos that I think is pretty crazy too, and kind of highlights this entire failure of the Secret Service. So just when you thought, oh, well, okay, we know they failed, this is really going to now show it instead of hearing about it. So again, I say I can't wait to show you this stuff, but it probably will lessen your trust even more in this organization. But no matter if you agree or disagree, let me know what you think about it after the video in the comments section. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. Let's go and get into it. Now, the first video that I want to show you here is something we already knew about, but now we get to see it in action, and that is this local police officer that takes a chance and gets hoisted up on top of the roof, or at least overlooking the roof, to find himself staring down the barrel, presumably very close to Crooks. Now, we don't get to see Crooks on top of the roof in this body cam footage. We only get to see chest high, but still his reaction shows that, you know, he could have been seriously hurt or killed because he jumps down. I mean, it's like an 8-foot drop. I think he ended up spraining his ankle. I have full belief that this officer would have drew his gun if he wasn't already staring down the barrel of an AR. He goes back to the vehicle and grabs his AR. Now, unfortunately, the position these officers were in, unless they were elevated, they were not going to be able to see him because there was just enough of a slope, and of course Crooks was laying down, that they could not see him from the ground. Now, as brave as I thought that was, right, of this local police officer to do that, it kind of begs the question, why not do it further back? So if we take this building, right, as the one that Crooks was on, there is so many adjacent buildings or buildings behind that one with really low roof lines, comparatively speaking, that they could have got up on and probably had a clear shot to him from behind. Also, they could have, even if they didn't want to do that, they could have went back to the same building that local snipers were positioned in and maybe taken a shot from one of the windows that was overlooking that same roof line. Now, we know that the window they were stationed out of or looking out of towards the stage, they said they would have had to stick their heads out in order to see that roof line. But hell, there was other windows there they could have utilized. So now I don't want to necessarily judge these guys too hard because in the moment, adrenaline's rushing, all that kind of stuff. Here's the biggest takeaway, though, I have from that whole situation. When they took pictures of Crooks a full 50 minutes before this thing even happened, why not put somebody on the roof then? Or once you lose sight of him, then put somebody on the roof. That way you know it's secured. Kind of one of those situations that I think they could have been proactive in putting somebody on the roof. But we know that local PD saw holes in the Secret Service's plan 4 days in advance of the rally because of what this officer says.
Why were we not on the roof? Why weren't we? I told them they need to post the guys over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that Tuesday. I told them to post guys over here. I have no contact with you. What? I thought you guys were on the roof. No, we're inside. Alpha 1, Bravo 1. Thank you. I told them to put guys over here.
I told them on Tuesday. They saw holes in the plan. They saw this outside of the perimeter was going to be an issue. It had a clear line of sight less than 150 yards away from President Trump. Why is local PD, first of all, calling this out? Why isn't it automatically going to be, you know, secured anyways? Well, we know that whoever that leader was on this day of Secret Service is totally incapable of making a good plan, and President Trump's team was already concerned about her planning. But the other thing is, if this is called into question, why doesn't Secret Service take the initiative and say, okay, we're going to have teams on this roof and this roof. We're going to have somebody on the water tower maybe. The water tower is going to come back up here in a minute, by the way. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me why they still wouldn't put somebody up there, even if she can't put together a really good plan to protect the people that are there and the former president. Local called it out, and they still didn't do that. So That's a pretty eye-opening statement that officer made right there. That shows you how, that first of all, it told me like how many people really need to be fired from this. There's another part where the Secret Service is like, hey, those are the same pictures that I got.
Sent the pictures out. I don't know if you got the same ones I did.
I think I did, yeah.
Well, we had heard that they didn't have a meeting with locals before. We also know about the communication issues, but Secret Service had these pictures before the first shot rang out. And we know that they had a meeting on that Tuesday, which included talks about the AGR building.
I told him that the Secret Service. I told him that Tuesday. I told him the post guys over here.
So somebody here is lying about not having a meeting, or they did have a meeting. Yeah, the communication sucked, but somehow Secret Service got pictures before crooks opened fire. Now, there was body cam footage that we seen a couple weeks ago, but I heard this on the radio towards the end of it.
Where you're just
We have access to a drone for this water tower.
any LE?
Do we have a drone so we can clear the water tower? Now, remember that there's civilians running all around. They're staring towards this building. There's law enforcement circling this building. And then after everything is said and done, or so they think, they're standing on top of the building. If there was somebody up on that water tower, they would have been in real danger there if that person wanted to harm them. So no initiative to clear the water tower up until this point kind of seems crazy. I want to say this is 5-6 minutes after, or maybe even 7 minutes after Crooks has been incapacitated. So, and we know the answer to that. We know that local PD offered Secret Service drone usage that they turned down. So just an absolute nightmare of a situation that shows once again that whoever planned this rally needs to be fired, and people from the top, especially at the top, need to be fired. Now, I don't know that Biden's going to do any of that, but I am sure at some point they will be cleaned out, and they should, because it's not only, like I've said before, the protectees that need protection, but also regular Americans like you and me that go to these types of events, and the trust in the Secret Service is at an all-time low here. And so in order to bring that confidence back up, they need to start firing immediately, and this just further proves that point. Now, we all know that the Secret Service kind of sucks right now, but one thing that doesn't suck is the fact that I'm giving away a 2025 Indian Scout Bobber. I'm working with the same small veteran-owned business that I've done other giveaways with, but this time we're giving away the biggest item we've ever done, which is the 25 Indian Scout Bobber, which is over $13,000. And we're transporting it to you, whoever the winner is, so all you got to do is put it in your name and ride. The way you enter is super simple as well. There's one link in the description of this video that takes you to Headshot Nation, which is our entire catalog of videos from both channels, topics that we talk about, but you're going to get ad-free videos, exclusive videos, early access to videos, plus if you want to shoot me a message, if you have information on the Trump assassination or anything else that you want me to cover, whether that's gun-related, news-related, or anything like this, you can send me a message on that. And we set it up where you sign up for 6 months. It's $50. That gives you an automatic entry into win the over $13,000 2025 Indian Scout Bobber. Now, we run these for a very short amount of time. September 30th, 2024, 11:59 Pacific Standard Time, it gets cut off. And we keep the pool of entries small and the time frame small, so you have a real chance at winning something awesome. Your odds of winning something like this will probably never be this good. Even if your odds suck, kind of like mine do, at winning stuff, this is going to be the best odds you have at winning something really special. Can't wait to see who actually takes this thing home. And even though I really like it, I can't wait to give it away to one of y'all. So again, click the link in the description, sign up to Headshot Nation, and make sure you do that before September 30th, 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. Good luck to every single one of you. Also, I want to hear your opinion on this new body cam footage. Let me know what you think down below. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.